I was quite blown away with the first time I went to a bowl tea ceremony that you facilitated. So tell me a little bit about what that is and how that happens.
Yeah, so tea seems to be quite ancient, yeah, and pardon on words, there's a subtlety about tea, it's a really fine informational field. To access it, you need to quieten the mind. So what we find with bowl tea, so this is our table, these are bowls, and this is our beautiful side-handled teapot. When we offer ceremony, what I'm intuiting is that the mind loves bowl tea because all of the five senses are satisfied. So, this is lovely. We want to come here. So there's no real resistance coming to tea.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not like, going in a mushroom jet, I'm going to be here for 4 hours and we're going to work this out. Or here's ayahuasca, it's 3 days, that sort of thing. I'm going to throw up and purge. It's tea.
Yeah.
So the mind's quite happy to turn up. Yeah. And while it's kept busy with being satiated and satisfied, other information seems to rise and we're starting to access it. And so through it, we find these sometimes profound experiences. Sometimes people come in and they'll have a to-do list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the mind's really active and busy and go, while he's quiet, let's check out the to-do list.
Yeah.
So sometimes it can be quite busy and noisy in there. And initially, it might be that for maybe the first 2 rounds, because we serve 4 rounds. But then after the 2 rounds, where we've given the mind permission, we've given it some time to go through what it needs to go through, we then start to find that there's a quieting of the mind. And then even to a point where there might be a stillness of the mind. And then I start to notice that mind comes in and has a narrative that goes, we're not thinking. And hello mind, So it's a really interesting observational point.
Yeah.
So everyone has a different experience, obviously, because everyone's different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes when they do have experiences and we share, that it's quite relative to someone else's experience. So there seems to be a collective space where people may be accessing as well. And once again, informational field, brainwave state.
Yeah.
I'd be curious as to, I'd love to hook someone up to fMRI and then
Tea ceremony with everyone hooked up. That'd be super cool. Yeah.
So if you know anyone who's anyone out there who wants to do that, we'd be happy to be participants.
Totally. Yeah. For me, like, you invited me along to one, and I was like, okay, it's love Mo, love the space, love tea, but it was pretty profound for me the first time I sat with it, and I think I've done 4 or 5 now, and every time it's been like the best meditative experience I've ever had.
Why do you think that, or what are the elements that you've considered that promote that?
I don't know. There's something about sitting in space with other people and some of the controls taken away. It's a shared experience. The fact that we don't talk, like there is no talking in bowl tea ceremony, it's an hour. I've experienced timelessness, healings from it, profound ideas coming to me. It's hard to describe. I know it's not just the tea. The tea is an amazing part of it, but it's part of that whole ceremony.
Yeah. And you could, from a tea server's perspective, there's so much intention. We're naturally using water. So now we're looking at Dr. Emoto's work around programming water through intention. So you've got a group of people that are sitting intentionally based, even if they don't have an intention. Still, the intention is I don't have an intention.
Yeah. You always have an intention, don't you?
You always have an intention, apparently, because there's something observing. And then the ceremonialist or the ritualist, the servers, deeply in reverence of tea, deeply in reverence of the water, and how then the two combine, and the server is being the vessel or the conduit to then share this beautiful plant medicine to people. So with all of that love going into it, all of the intentionality going into it, it builds the space. And there's no from the server's perspective, and I would imagine from other people's perspective, there's no conditions placed upon anyone else's experience.
That's true, yeah.
I
do find with breathwork, a lot of it comes down to how hard I want to work.
Yes.
Whereas with the tea ceremony, is just show up and sit there and drink the tea, and just it takes you.
Just wait. Yeah, wait and watch. Just watchfulness, and it's incredible where it takes you.
Yeah.
Because really, you're just drinking a bowl of tea.
Yep.
And yet, there's so much more to it, and it's one of these things that's really a challenge to explain, other than come and sit in tea
and
try it.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely amazing. What types of tea do you normally serve during a bowl tea ceremony?
So we're expanding. We've been expanding and playing a little bit lately. For most of the tea ceremonies, which are done in the morning, it's a shalper. So shalper is it's a black tea in the process that it's been wet piled. So it's basically composted. It's got deep tannin, so it's very dark and very rich. Looks like it's really strong. Sometimes it can be. However, it's and it's got a very grounding, I think it's a yang energy, very grounding yang energy that sits you into your lower earth space.
Yeah.
So it can ground you, and especially beautiful at the beginning of the day, because you've come in intentional, grounded yourself, sat within some silence and stillness, and then are able to then go out and meet the day after that, versus wake up, checking the phone, trying to get to work, checking emails, that's straight away you're in beta.
Okay.
So I probably like the way I look at things is that what's the brainwave frequency that this environment is encouraging?
Okay. And what brainwave frequency do you think that is?
For tea, it would be easily alpha.
Okay. Yeah.
Like you don't transcend out of beta, but you've got alpha and maybe a blend of, so you're able to go out, pick up this information, then come back in.
Yeah.
Like when you have timelessness, you've gone out of beta, because beta is time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, totally. Yesterday we got the second cup or the third cup and hit that timelessness, and then all of a sudden we were finished, and I'm like, I felt like I'd been there for hours, and I couldn't remember how many rounds of tea we'd done. Yeah.
And it was only 45 minutes or something.
It was, yeah.
So, oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. But you've seen it help people through things as well. I guess, what kind of experiences have you seen people go through in bowl tea ceremonies?
Memories, healing memories, just insights of looking at things through different lenses. Probably even quite similar to some psychedelic experiences that people have had, just without the psychedelics. People get what we call downloads, and they're just writing stuff through it. Some people will literally go into a state of stillness and timelessness. Some people will see orbs and colours as well too. So that's what I mean. Like I'm continually surprised and amazed at what people's experiences are. Also, what we find too, the people who are proficients of plant medicines and psychedelics, all of the plant medicines seem to be like branches of the same tree. So once you've opened up your experience through these other branches, then this is another branch that can access similar information. So some people are actually having quite profound psychedelic experiences through tea.
Yeah. And there's no psychedelics in the tea.
And there's no psychedelics in the tea. We haven't found that.
Yeah. What took you down that path? Like when did tea ceremonies become a thing for you?
Yeah, look, I went to Bali one time, and I was just called there, and a friend said, "Hey, you check out these restaurants, and there's this place called Dragon Tea Temple." And I went, "Oh, that looks amazing." And then I went there, and literally the first sip of tea that I had, it was in a bowl ceremony, it was like I was remembering.
Yeah.
And it took me back to the Tao, the Tao Te Ching. And I had found the Tao when I was probably around 17 or 18. And lovely non-dual concepts, but I didn't really have an understanding of what that was. And what it did was turn me right around. And so now I was going, oh, that's right, the Tao. And then it just took me back into the Tao. And so, and the philosophy of the center is a non-dual philosophy. And it was interesting because I hadn't connected the Tao to being non-dual, even though it's the most beautiful non-dual teachings that I've ever seen. So
I guess for people that don't understand the non-dual aspect, could you explain that a little bit?
look, probably the most simple way is that there's only one experience experiencing itself through the many.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sort of like we're being dreamed into existence. And the way that, it just as, when you have a dream, you have all of these characters in your dream. They're in your dream. So all of the characters are you. But you've created separation to suggest that that character is different to that character.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah? And then...
But it's all you, isn't it?
It's all you, yeah. And so in the dream, each character is playing its role, and you have a relationship with that character. So just pull that out, and it's sort of like God pretending not to be God. So pretending to be Mo, pretending to be Will, that sort of thing. And now in this dream, we're relating to each other, that sort of thing. And that's why we can say, the concepts of oneness. We're all one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's lovely, but I don't like that person. You go, okay, cool, but we're all one. So. The non-dual is that there's only one thing. So there's nothing outside of yourself. Carl Jung said, there's nothing outside of yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't see anything outside of yourself. So whatever you're seeing in another is a projection of what's existing within you. The Buddhists will say your external reality is a reflection of your internal state of being. The Hermetic principles, as above, so below. The first Hermetic principle is all is mind. So all of these teaching scriptures are just pointing to this oneness.
Okay.
Yeah. And that we're a fractalization of that oneness. Yeah. And yet, when we talk, when we look at the Tao, the Tao that can be spoken is not the true Tao.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can point toward it, but we will never be able to actually speak of it because it's beyond words. That sort of thing. Yet we can still conceptualize it with the mind. Yeah.
Interesting. And Bolti brought you back to the Tao and made you have that realization.
Yeah. And it was beautiful because it then started to consolidate even further the philosophy, the teachings of non-dualism.
Yeah.
Which then allows you to have a greater compassion for your fellow man, your fellow woman, because that's a reflection of me. That's another fractal of me as the one. Yeah. And I can be curious. Oh, what's your experience? Oh, this is wow, that's incredible. This is my experience. Wow, that's incredible. And there's a Buddhist phrase called compersion. And compersion is where we have compassion, but we also have celebration. Yeah. And so when I have compersion for another, I, even though I might not agree with their experience, I can still celebrate it because that's another me.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's the secret, eh?
That's the secret. Yeah, because otherwise we sit in a world where there's separateness and that person's doing the wrong thing and they shouldn't be doing that, and you know what, they're pissing me off. If they'd stop doing that, if they'd stop being themselves, I'd be much happier.
Yeah.
Right? So, Will, can you stop being Will so I can feel better?
Okay.
Versus, wow, it's really interesting that Will is Will.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Can I celebrate your experience? Yeah. If it's not in alignment with my experience, I can still set boundaries.
Yeah.
But there's the recognition of, oh, okay, that's your experience. Okay, and I just want to honour that. This is my experience, and I'd like to honour that as well too. So there's sort of some of the teachings of non-dualism.
Yeah.
And and tea fits into that really well.
It's great. Yeah. So where do you want to take tea from here? Like where do you see it going?
Well, we'd like to share it with more and more people. We're looking at offering it to corporations and businesses.
Yeah.
whether they come into the centre or we go to them.
Yeah.
It's just like, a moment to be still and to be mindful and just notice what's arising. I find in business and in everyday life there's so many distractions.
Yeah.
And we distract away from ourselves. We don't really have time for ourselves. This concept of multitasking, I can do multiple things, and it just seems to add more and more things onto our list rather than just doing one thing.
I could definitely see it in a business sense with a corporation, people just needing to
just
let go of all the noise and see where it takes them. As far as ideas, like the amount of ideas I've had in bowl tea ceremonies that just came out of nowhere and expanded rapidly.
So it could be, encouraged and promoted as, a beautiful space to access alpha state where the ideas are. Just come into stillness, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
We would also like to, we did a retreat over in Bali, and we took all of our teaware and we served tea there, and that was beautiful. So that gave us the experience of taking tea on the road.
Yeah.
So we'd love to, be invited to retreats. That can be part of the retreat.
Yeah.
I'd just love to do a tea ceremony retreat.
Yeah.
And
I've seen recently you've been away at festivals.
Festivals.
And you've done it as well. You've taken it on
We've
the road.
taken the tea on, and that's, festivals are, once again, just an amazing experience within themselves. They're quite noisy.
Yeah. How did the bowl tea ceremony go there?
But yeah, not too bad. We sometimes take headphones.
Okay.
And we can plug those headphones in, and we can have multiple people sitting with the bit quieter music.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then we also wanted to offer tea in different ways, in festival spaces, and even with a mild psytrance type of soundtrack with tea.
Yeah.
So it's not just I'm going to totally zen out here. It can also be utilised as a way to guide the mind.
Yeah, I found yesterday in the session we did, the music you had playing helped a lot. Yeah.
Which is similar to your psychedelic journeys, especially with the mushroom journeys. Great to have a good playlist because sound just evokes emotion. It's a very important part of having a journey and new journey work. You don't have to have that, however, we do find that really evocative. So music is music can tame the beast. It's the heart and soul. Doesn't have to be words, and yet these images and words come to mind with it as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And if people want to find out more about you and the centre and Ellie and the bowl tea ceremonies, what's the best place to go to find out information?
To the website, innerlightmeditationcentre.com.
Yeah.
There's a calendar of events there. We've also got meet the team, group sessions, what they look like. There's booking links on that too, and you can always contact us via mobile. Got Instagram and Facebook. We put some stuff up there, but primarily if they want to get in touch with us through the website.
All on the website.
Yeah.
Innerlightmeditationcentre.com. Easy done. Cool. Well, thank you very much, Mo, for your time this morning. Thanks for being the first ever guest on the Biohacker Upgrade. Can't think of a better person to start off with, so thank you very much, man.
Beautiful. All right. Thanks, brother.
Welcome.
See you.